Hello and welcome back to Crypto Saving Experts, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. My name is Jess, and we do these live streams every single weekday. It's a bit of an early one this morning because we are off to Zebu Live, a cryptocurrency conference in London. So if you are around, make sure to come and check it out. I don't know if tickets are still on sale on the website. You'll have to take a look at that. I did meet a few viewers on the channel yesterday, and hoping to meet a few more today. And we also have that martini guy joining us today, and he's going to be on stage at 10 a.m. I believe. So if you are there, make sure to pop in and say hello. Let's take a look at what's going on with the price of Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin is currently trading at $27,500, down slightly 0.6% within the last 24 hours, but still up overall for the week. So it's not all bad in terms of the price of Bitcoin. Let's take a look here. Jason Smith says in the live chat, good afternoon from Australia, Jess. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Let's see what is going on here. On the 1 hour chart, we did unfortunately lose that level of support that we were discussing in yesterday's stream. Let's pull up those levels quickly. So we were looking at this level here. Now, this is because we were looking at this inverse head and shoulders pattern. Now, we did have a breakthrough of that neckline, and then we did retest that. But then, unfortunately, once we'd hit that target, we came crashing back down and have now used that previous level of resistance as a resistance once again. Now, we were looking at this and saying it's probably likely with this new bounce of this neckline that we are going to retest that $28,000 level. And we did see that. So we did predict this accurately, but unfortunately, Bitcoin didn't want to hold those levels. We did get a strong rejection from that $28,000 price point, and we have seen a move to the downside. So I am once again looking at this previous level of resistance. It's currently trading. It's currently out $27,600. It now has acted as a level of support as well. Originally, I was saying this is a pretty weak level, but one we should be looking at. But it is getting stronger and stronger. Now, bearing in mind, it still is only on the 1 hour chart. So it's not as strong as some other levels that we will be discussing later in today's stream. But for the closer time frames, this is a level that I am now paying closer attention to. Monkey Nut says, morning, Jess. Very early today. I love it. I know I haven't even had my coffee for the day yet. That's how early it is. Let's see what else is going on in the cryptocurrency news this morning. We are seeing the SEC has initiated legal action against Elon Musk over Twitter stock disclosures. So the regulator said the billionaire failed to honor a subpoena that has been served since May. Now, the SEC, who regulates securities, has initiated legal proceedings against Elon Musk due to his non-compliance with the subpoena, and the financial authority is investigating whether the billionaire violated federal securities law with his Twitter purchase last year. So the SEC stated that Musk failed to appear to testify last month as requested, despite having been served the subpoena since May. According to the regulator, it needs Musk's testimony to obtain information relevant to its legitimate and lawful investigation. So that's what's going on there. Pretty interesting stuff. But let's focus more on the cryptocurrency space today and see what is going on. Monkey Nut says, I've only just had my first coffee. I was surprised to see you. Well, it's an early start today because we are off to the cryptocurrency event in London, Zebu Live. We were there all day yesterday, and we're there all day today as well. So we're going to head off pretty soon. So we need to get the live stream in. Let's see what's going on here. We have SBF's trial day 3. We are going to quickly run over this because it's predicted that this is going to be a 6-week trial. So I want to cover it every day to see what the updates are, but I don't want to bore you with this every single day for 6 weeks. So let's just do a brief outline today because we did go into detail about this yesterday. What we are seeing here is day 3 of the SBF trial entailed further witness testimony from people closely involved with SBF and FTX. So this is the third day of SBF's trial, and we have seen some of his major partners within FTX and leading players in FTX and Alameda Research. I'm not getting my words right this morning. Pleading guilty and saying they will cooperate with the Department of Justice. They will testify against SBF. So from the start, it's not looking too good. We've got major players pleading and saying they will cooperate with the Department of Justice, saying their sides of the story of what was really happening behind the doors of FTX. And we are now seeing here a testimony from Adam Yadida, a college acquaintance of Bankman-Fried and a former Alameda and FTX staff member, provided a glimpse into the back-end operations of FTX. And we can see here that he has claimed, the FTX CTO has claimed, SBF granted Alameda Research special privileges during witness testimony. So not brilliant news here for SBF. We have seen SBF pleading not guilty to his charges. He's got 6 or 8 charges at this point in time: conspiracy to commit wire fraud, actual wire fraud, and things like a whole list of accusations at this point in time. And key players plead going into court and saying that their sides of the story now they've pleaded guilty. So it's not looking great for SBF, but he is pleading not guilty, and he is trying to come up with this with as little scratches as possible. We'll see how this plays out within the next 6 weeks. What are we seeing here? Monkey Nut says, nice. I hope you have a great day. Thank you very much. But let's go back to this story though. So with FTX here and SBF, it's really interesting stuff because he's pleading not guilty. He's got major players in FTX basically going up there and going against him. But his lawyers are looking to rely on the fact that, well, potentially it's rumored they're looking to rely on the fact that A, the laws aren't clear, B, it's the lawyer's fault. They just seem to be pulling things out of the hat in the hopes that something will stick. We've seen lots of rumors about how they will be proceeding within this lawsuit. It will definitely be a very, very interesting one. There's a lot of speculation over what will happen to Sam Bankman-Fried, as we were discussing earlier this week, actually, on the stream. When this first happened and FTX went down in November last year, we had that Martini guy here on this channel, and he was saying he believes FTX will relaunch as an exchange, and he also said he believes Sam Bankman-Fried will not get prosecuted for as long as people think he will. I mean, so far, SBF could go to jail, or could get sentenced to 110 years in prison. And it seems unlikely. This guy donated a lot of money to a lot of very important people. And what we are seeing here is he could be serving a pretty short sentence in comparison to what could have been served. But we'll be keeping a close eye on this lawsuit. It's definitely an interesting one. Let's see what's going on here. Jason Smith says SBF is never going to claim responsibility. He will go down swinging until the very end. Yes, I completely agree with that. Let's see what else is going on here. SBF's empire was built on lies, prosecutors say in opening argument. So we are seeing here, opening arguments in SBF's fraud case started Wednesday after Judge Lewis has finalized selecting 12 jurors and 6 alternatives. Now, if you want to learn about the 12 jurors who will decide SBF's fate, check out this article here. It goes into a little bit of detail, but as I said, I want to move on to the next stories here this morning. So let's move on to see what else is going on in the cryptocurrency news today. Let's stop talking about FTX this morning. Big news here. A report finds that Binance only distributed 10% of promised BNB during its ICO. So a Forbes report found that Binance and its executives, they currently control an additional $15.7 billion of BNB. So an investigation report published in Forbes found that Binance may have significantly overstated the success of its ICO for Binance Coin in 2017. So let's run through this quickly because it's very important. It's very important if this information is true. If Binance and CZ hold a huge amount of BNB token, that is a very negative thing for the price of BNB. You never really want one player holding a huge amount of a token because it means they can just dump it into the markets whenever they want, and it can massively affect the price. Now, obviously, it's in Binance and CZ's best interest that they would not do that if this article is true. However, it is still in their power, and we're in the cryptocurrency space. We're in the space where we want self-custody. We don't want to trust anyone else with our finances. So to hear that they potentially have a big pot of money in the BNB token is kind of putting your trust in the fact that they won't dump it, essentially. So we're seeing here Binance founder and CEO CZ began to conceptualize BNB and circulate a white paper for the asset in June 2017, and Binance finally completed BNB's ICO that July, at which time CZ declared the offering a success. And CZ also made more specific claims. He stated that the ICO had raised $15 million in total and said that BNB's price averaged 15 cents per token. Now, Binance's white paper also set out details about token allocations that indicated it would mint 200 million BNB tokens. The total reserved 80 million tokens for Binance and its executives, 20 million for angel investors, and 100 million for ICO investors. However, according to the report, the actual allocations tell a different story, finding that ICO investors actually received 10.78 million BNB rather than 100, about 1/10 of the amount they supposedly received. It was also suggested that Binance raised close to 5 million during its offering rather than $15 million. And angel investors received a double token distribution that actually amounted to 40 million rather than 20 million BNB tokens. So if this is true, this is a whole different tokenomics, a whole different structure. So the revised sale result means that Binance may hold a massive amount of value, up to 65 million unsold tokens, in addition to its own 80 million BNB allocation. So what they have said here is all of the suspected Binance wallets that we list held 63.1 million units of BNB worth $15.7 billion. Combined with known wallets, Binance controls 116.9 million tokens worth $27.3 billion. Overall, BNB has a market cap of $33 billion and ranks as the fourth largest cryptocurrency. But if Binance are the ones that basically are supporting that market cap, it's not a brilliant sign for the project. Now, this article is just speculation at this point in time, but it's really interesting to see that this has come out. And we're seeing virtually no impact on the price of BNB. In the 24-hour volumes, we're looking at 0.62% change for BNB. It's currently trading at $210. It's down 1.82% within the last week. Really not seeing that volatility that you would expect. This is a massive change here, and I don't think it's really hit the markets at this point in time. If Binance hold a huge amount of this token, they could dump it at any point in time. Not only that, it's very interesting to see how this is playing out, because we saw problems with FTX holding their own token FTT, and we don't want to see the same problems with Binance. If Binance are using their portfolio as a way of leverage to loan other assets, it could be a massive problem if they are including that extra value of BNB there, because that's the hole that FTX fell into. But again, that is all speculation at this point in time. Let's continue on to the next story here and see what else is going on. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest crypto news. What we have here is Stars Arena's explosive start on the Avalanche blockchain. So the Star Arena project has helped the Avalanche blockchain reach a milestone of 577,000 transactions prior to the discovery of a critical vulnerability on the protocol. If you are interested in that, I will drop that in today's live chat. But let's carry on now with the latest cryptocurrency news. Let's see what else is going on here today. We've got two articles left, and then we'll take a look at the price of Bitcoin. So crypto hackers and scammers have laundered $7 billion through cross-chain bridges, according to Elliptic. We did also see September as one of the worst months. I think it was the worst month of the year for hacks in cryptocurrency. The amount of hacks in this space is massively increasing, unfortunately, and the value of those hacks was incredibly high in September. The last story here is pushing us nicely on to what's going on with the price of Bitcoin. We are seeing an analyst here saying Bitcoin needs to conquer $28,000 to confirm a bullish trend in October. Now, if we take a look at what's going on with the price of Bitcoin here, you can see we were heavily rejected from that $28,000 level. Not exactly the news we want to be seeing here, but we do have some levels of support that we can be looking at as well. What we can see here is if we go onto the daily time frame and take a look at these horizontal lines there, we can see we have a level here at $25,000. This is, for me, the worst case scenario. We are looking at that $28,000 level acting as a level of resistance. What we are seeing is we are pretty much trapped in this zone once again. We do have some other levels of support that we can look at. In fact, on the daily chart, we should be looking at this zone here. If we get the box tool out here, you can see that this zone here is one that we can keep an eye on. That's the $27,200 level. to the $27,400 level. Maybe we could be using that as a level of support right now on the daily chart. We did bounce that 2 days ago, and we are looking like we could be bouncing that again. But we need to keep an eye on that. We did use it as a resistance back here and back here as well. So keeping a close eye on that on the bigger time frames. On the 4 hour time frame as well, looks like we're respecting that pretty nicely at this point in time, and you can see the importance of it even more on the 4 hour time frame here. So we're keeping a close eye on that, but again, we're going to have to try and make another breakthrough of this level on the 1 hour chart. And as I said at the start of today's stream, that's currently at $27,600. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. What we'd love to see now is a retest of that $28,000 level. As I've been saying this week, the volatility this week doesn't seem like it's come to an end just yet. We've seen a lot of sideways action. Then we saw a nice big move on Sunday evening, and we did say here on the channel, yeah, we probably are going to retrace that. But we've seen some more volatility again, and I believe we have 6 more months until that Bitcoin halving. I think it's going to take a couple of attempts to break through that $32,000 level. And we're running out of time to have those attempts at this point in time. If the bull market does kick off as it has done following the previous halvings, then we're running out of time essentially. So we need to be retesting that $32,000 level within the next month or so. So that's what I'm predicting there. But if you go back to the stream on Wednesday and take a look at the discussion at the end of that stream, I went into a lot of detail about the price of Bitcoin on the bigger time frames. So that's definitely worth checking out. But that is all we have time for today. So thank you very much for tuning in. As always, I hope you have enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. And we will be back here on Monday with another Bitcoin news update. We'll be taking a look at the CME gap, seeing what's happening over the weekend. Hopefully we don't get that big breakout to the $28,000 level on the weekend, because if we do, when the CME is closed, then we're going to have that big CME gap that we need to start worrying about as well. So maybe some sideways action here would be nice between that $27,400 level and that $27,600 level. And then on Monday, we can see that nice breakup and try and break that $28,000 level. That would be the perfect scenario there. Whether it will happen is a different story, but we'll be updating on the CME gap on Monday. So make sure to tune in then. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all very soon.